The drama in Tampa took a wild turn when police were called about a mysterious bang outside a hotel. Turns out, the hotel wasn't hosting a fireworks show. It was way more tragic. The victim? None other than Foolio, Florida's favorite trouble-stirring rapper, whose lyrics are more controversial than a bad haircut at a high-end salon. In true Foolio fashion, even his exit made headlines, leaving fans both shocked and asking, was this the final track? Brace yourself for the dark and dangerous journey of Julio Foolio. If you've been keeping tabs on the Jacksonville rap scene, you know Julio Foolio isn't just a rapper. He's like Florida's version of a reality TV show, but with more plot twists and way fewer commercial breaks. With lyrics so controversial they could start a Twitter war, Foolio's life is a chaotic mix of street survival, revenge, and drama that makes most soap operas look tame. It's safe to say his story is one you can't stop watching, even if you're sometimes peeking through your fingers. Foolio grew up in Jacksonville's Hilltop Village apartments, a place where crime and chaos are practically the neighborhood mascots. With gangs, violence, and poverty as his childhood backdrop, Foolio's life was like a choose-your-own adventure, where all the options were bad. Honestly, surviving that alone deserves a standing ovation. Foolio's early life had more plot twists than a telenovela. As a kid, he witnessed the tragic murder of a friend's mother, an event that pretty much slammed the door on any chance of a normal childhood. Instead of Little League, Foolio got a crash course in street life, and things only got messier. His dad, known as Rick the Ruler, yeah, like a real-life crime boss straight out of a movie, was the most feared gangster in Jacksonville. By the time Foolio hit 13, his dad was taken out in a gang clash, leaving Foolio with a streak no teenager should have. What hidden truths about Foolio's character and desires were exposed when this pivotal event shifted the course of his life forever? Feeling like he had to carry on his dad's legacy, he dove headfirst into the same chaotic world, as if the title of Jacksonville's next top gangster was up for grabs. Losing his father and growing up surrounded by chaos pretty much sealed Foolio's fate. By the time he hit middle school, instead of carrying a backpack, he was packing something a little more serious. And in Jacksonville, where gang violence and the music scene are basically a twisted remix, Foolio was already living out real-life street feuds in diss tracks and Instagram beef. Because why settle for just one type of drama when you can have it all? But hey, this phenomenon is not unique to Jacksonville, as similar trends have been seen in cities like Chicago and Atlanta, where street beef become public spectacles through rap music. Foolio's crew, 6 Block, wasn't just in a rap beef. They were in an all-out, real-life rivalry with gangs like Ace's Top Killers and No Honor Gang. Forget subtweets, these feuds were fueled by personal vendettas, revenge for fallen homies, and the never-ending quest for street cred. It was like a high-stakes game of who's got the last word, but with way more danger and way fewer diss tracks. One of the most significant moments in Foolio's life came in 2014, when his close friend Aaron Brooks was shot and killed. The murder devastated Foolio, pushing him deeper into gang life and setting off a chain of retaliations. Surprisingly, Jacksonville became a war zone, with gangs exchanging gunfire and claiming lives on both sides. In Foolio's music, you could hear the pain and anger stemming from these events, as he often rapped about his lost friends and the cycle of revenge that followed their deaths. Foolio's rise as a rapper was closely tied to his reputation in the streets. His music wasn't just about making catchy songs. It was a form of expression that directly reflected his life experiences. His lyrics were filled with disrespect, aimed at rival gangs and fallen enemies, which only heightened tensions in Jacksonville. Foolio's boldness made him a target, and the streets responded in kind. Now, would you believe me if I told you Coolio had actually escaped death countless times? Yeah, that's right. At the age of 15, Foolio survived his first attempt on his life. The shooting occurred while he was getting off a school bus, and although he was hit in the hip, Foolio survived, marking the beginning of a long series of attempts to take him down. Despite surviving numerous shootings, Foolio's reputation grew, and so did the danger around him. By 2020, Foolio had become a well-known figure in the rap scene, particularly due to his public beef with rival rapper Youngin Ace, who was part of the ATK crew. The feud between Foolio and Youngin Ace became one of the most talked about conflicts in the Jacksonville rap scene, with both artists releasing diss tracks that referenced real-life murders and shootings. Foolio's infamous track, When I See You, openly mocked Youngin Ace's deceased friends, a move that escalated the already volatile situation between the two. The violence in Jacksonville wasn't limited to Foolio's immediate circle. The rap scene as a whole became a battleground where real-life gang wars were reflected in the music. Foolio's enemies didn't just want to hurt him, they wanted to silence him forever. Throughout 2020 and 2021, Foolio survived multiple attempts on his life. One of the most notable incidents occurred in Houston, where he was shot at by members of ATK while visiting the city. Though he was grazed by bullets, Foolio took to Instagram immediately afterward to brag about surviving yet another attack. His defiance in the face of death made him a polarizing figure, celebrated by his fans, but hated by his enemies. As the years went on, Foolio became almost accustomed to the violence surrounding him. In 2021, after leaving a recording studio in Jacksonville, he was ambushed by gunmen in an SUV. Despite being outnumbered, Foolio managed to shoot back, escaping with only a graze to his leg. The incident further cemented Foolio's belief that he was untouchable. But hold on, bro. That's when it got bloody. He often boasted about being protected by his grandmother's voodoo, which he claimed kept him safe from the many attempts on his life. However, no amount of voodoo could protect Foolio forever. In October 2023, Foolio was shot once again while driving in Jacksonville. This time, a black Dodge Charger riddled with bullets left him injured, but he miraculously survived with only a gunshot wound to the foot. The attack was yet another reminder that Foolio's enemies were always watching, waiting for the right moment to strike. Until the fatal blow finally came in June 2024. Foolio was celebrating his birthday in Tampa, a night that should have been filled with joy, but instead ended in tragedy. Foolio had made the fateful decision to post his location on social media throughout the night, giving his enemies all the information they needed to track him down. Despite warnings from fans and friends to cancel the party, Foolio pressed on. After being kicked out of an Airbnb, Foolio and his crew headed to a nearby club. As they pulled into the parking lot of a Holiday Inn, they were ambushed by gunmen. Foolio and 3 others were shot, but this time, Foolio didn't survive. He was pronounced dead at the scene, a grim ending to a life filled with violence. Foolio's death sent shockwaves through the rap community, with many mourning his loss while others celebrated it. His enemies, particularly members of ATK, wasted no time posting on social media to mock his demise. The streets of Jacksonville, already soaked in blood, were now mourning yet another fallen rapper. The story of Foolio is not just a tale of one rapper's tragic demise, but a reflection of the broader issues plaguing the rap industry and inner-city communities. The violence that took Foolio's life is the same kind of madness that's tragically taking out young men across America, like it's some messed up trend. Sure, rap music might sound like it's hyping up street life, but let's be real. It's more like an intense therapy session with a banging beat. For guys like Foolio, it wasn't about flexing the chaos. It was a cry for help, like, hey, maybe dodging bullets shouldn't be part of my daily routine. But here we are. These are questions we may never have answers to. What we do know is that Foolio's life was a tragedy, one that played out in front of millions of fans, but ended in the same streets that raised him. Rest in peace, Foolio, was the fame, the money, and the street respect worth the constant danger? Could Foolio have escaped the streets if he had chosen a different path? Hit up the comment section below and let's dive into the drama together. We're dying to hear your hot takes and spicy opinions. Let's stir the pot and keep the conversation rolling. See you in our next video.